All right. Excuse me. Here we go again, and again, and again, and again, talking about Mo Gawdat. Can I turn this? Yeah, baby. So, again, talking about Mo Gawdat, which who is one of the minds that I have been following. Let's put it that way. And in this video, this new podcast, he was there at the Diary of a CEO. It's quite interesting because he talks about this goal of making 1 billion people happy and have already achieved 51 million. But also after he has his view over what AI will be and what will happen with all, and being very straightforward. One thing I can tell you is that the main thing is again, acceptance. You gotta accept that we can't change evolution. That's what it is. That's the next stage: machines, robots, and all that. And treated like, basically treated like your kid. If you don't educate your kid, if you don't teach him good manners and whatnot, he's not gonna be a good being. He will reflect on what you have taught him or on what you were, mainly because again, that's what he says. He will always have the choice of not following. This is one thing I have learned through CBT as well. It's like no matter what happened in my past or things I used to blame, all my mom beat me too much, or my brother this, or my father wasn't there, and this and that. Right, that can have some influence, may have some influence on some behaviors and things, but I hit my grill here. Mm. But the option of not following is always that. This is one thing I have learned. So I stopped blaming my mom and anybody else, my ex-wives and everybody, because it was my choice. I mean, it was the option I have picked. Let's put it this way. So this is what I have learned also here, that apparently Mo says that you can train your brain, and we all know already that we've been indoctrinated by the news and by everything, schools and everything during our whole life. So now that we have access to more information and more scientists bringing other theories, it makes easier for us for some of us, because again, as I have mentioned before, there are people that will forever stay in the matrix because it's too comfortable in some ways. As I have said before, sometimes it's easier to think, oh yeah, I'm gonna just go back to work in bars and drink and this and that, because it's easier, just follow. But then I think I have already awaken, and as we know, you can never go back once you do, so it becomes slightly harder. It's like the guy there had to ask to be have his memory deleted and stuff. What was his name? Voicer, Icer, I don't remember. Viper, Viper. So yeah, and then here Mo says that he it takes him 7 seconds to go to an unhappy moment to a happy moment because of the system he created that he calls it. Uh, uh, uh. He says that Mo explains that happiness isn't a mystery, it's an equation. Happiness is greater than or equal to your perception of the events of your life minus your expectations of how life should be. We are often unhappy not because of what happened, but because our brain defects, which Mo calls Becky. So this is how he named his brain, Becky, because it treats like a machine as a third party. Yeah. Tell us aren't true. He reminds us that our brain is just a biological organ producing thoughts, and we are the boss of it. So where is it? Where is it? Oh. Mm. Oh, there you go. So on the beginner's level, like, but this stuff that he's teaching, that I have learned that on in CBT as well. Like to question the feeling or the idea or whatever, to see if it's true, to see how much will that impact on my life, on my daily, or on the ones I care or whatever. So, this is pure CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. Look, where is it? Oh, it's here. Cognitive behavioral therapy for dummies. It's all here. Like, as I said, the information is out there. It's just a matter of, do you want it? Do you want to evolve? Do you want to do something with it? Or let's just leave it the way it is? And then black belt level, he calls like, can I take some action to change that? Like, for example, if someone passes, like, probably not. And then the Jedi Master level is acceptance, like this is, I believe, one of the hardest, because you have to be willing to expand your ideas, to accept new ideas to a quantum level, let's say, because then if you reach that, if you get to a quantum level of thoughts, you understand a little bit about dimensions and all these speculations and theories that are out there, then you makes a lot easier to accept things on these simulation or in these reality or whatever you want to call it. So because if you are stagnated, like if you're very narrow-minded, it is difficult, because then the options are less, so you're going to be always like, oh man, what is it, oh, I'm going to go crazy. But then if you start to accept different ideas of what's what and what it could be, which makes a lot more sense than what it was thought, at least to me, growing up in Catholicism. And then, as I said, I say nowadays, like every single religion has something interesting in it, because it's a theory, it's a story, and after used to control some minds, yeah, but also to divide them, yeah. many reasons, and we can go on and on this rabbit hole, but all of them have a little bit of real life, or whatever you call it, real, but for mind expansion, but then it's there, like some people will catch it, some others will see it, what, oh yeah, I'll just move on. So hence why in church your people are called ships, ship, because they follow. Right, so that's my video for today. Again, being just someone that it is very thankful for have come across to Mo Gawdat and his story and his openness, to share his life and his knowledge with anyone out there. So, I want to be part of this somehow, and, be also talking about it and how helpful that has been to me. And also, as I have been doing, comparing to all the other side studies I have been doing, that, thankfully match with what this genius say, and makes me think that I am on the right path, makes me think that, right, it's right. If this guy is saying that, I'll take that, he knows what he's talking about. It's proven, he has the credibility, and I am just a student, I have had my experiences, but in a totally different level than his, so I think that also makes rather interesting, doesn't it? Alrighty, let's go. Coming back with long form videos. We are already getting to our time, trying to keep short, or in a time that I managed to finally get some thought of community out there and meet up with people that are going through the same, or have more to share, or also want to debate and question and whatnot. That's what why Zazius and the algorithm exists. And I am, through my mental health treatment and my studies, moving forward, and trying to always be a better person to myself and to the ones around me, and to everybody else also somehow. Right, thanks for watching. See you around. Oh yeah, and please let me know if what you think about Mo Gawdat, and all these ideas he brings, because I don't want to be breaking down the whole podcast, because I think it's very interesting for everybody to go there and listen from him, and then eventually come here and say what they think, but as I said, CBT, I fully agree that neuroplasticity, we can learn new things. I am a proof of that. Everything I come and talk is exposing my humble side of it, nothing more than that. And I have changed a lot on my mind through CBT, and I continues doing. I wish, I am willing to do more and become a better being in whatever ways I can. In fact, stop smoking is one of my goals for hopefully this year as well. So we can always try to, and again, it's not something that would change a lot, but those are the kind of personal challenges we have to put to evolve even more. Like drugs and alcohol, I have already freed myself, so I think that now I need more. And I think smoking, either THC or nicotine, both are on the list. But yeah, for now it is what it is. I'm practicing acceptance, and that's what we got, So let me know what you think. And what level are you there? Beginner, black belt, Jedi master? Oops. Can you accept that things are just the way it is? And c'est la vie. See you around.